The following was written by my friend, coach, and shooting team NCOIC, Master Sergeant Robert Colasar, himself a decorated veteran of both the U.S. Army and Los Angeles Police Department. Everyone here are veterans of multiple shootings. They didn't count on luck. They trained, practiced, and prevailed by constant repetition and careful preparation. Here's what we can learn from them. New York City Patrolman Bill Allard has been in more gunfights than any other policeman in New York Police Department history. He was one of the initial members of the New York Stakeout Squad in 1968 and left when the SOU was disbanded in 1973. After leaving them, he continued working the streets of New York and emergency services units. Before, during, and after his career as a cop, Bill was a fierce competitor in precision pistol, or bullseye. In 1982, he won the National Civilian Championship at Camp Perry. He credits his many combat successes to his precision shooting abilities developed in bullseye competition. As a firearms instructor for the Stakeout unit, Allard maintained high marksmanship standards for anyone selected there and conducted frequent live-fire drills for the squad. Sergeant Major Kyle Lamb has been at the very tip of the spear in Desert Storm, Somalia, and Iraq. His 21 years in the U.S. Army reads like a Hollywood character in a movie script. 82nd Airborne Paratrooper Communications Specialist in a Special Forces A-Team during Desert Storm, and 15 years as a Delta team member. Sergeant Major Lamb was one of the several Delta soldiers heavily engaged in the fighting in Mogadishu after the downing of the Super 61 Helu. He deployed 5 times to Iraq during the Second Gulf War. Sergeant Major Lamb kept his shooting skills at peak levels between deployments by competing in 3-gun competitions, saying that competition increased his proficiency and pointed to areas where he could focus his future training on. He used his competitive shooting experiences, proven in combat, to train fellow Delta teammates. Police officer Scott Reitz served with LAPD, SWAT, and Metro. Colasar first met him just before the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics when Reitz was already a veteran team member in SWAT, where he spent 10 years of his police career. During his time with the SWAT team, he participated in hundreds of SWAT callouts and was in several full-on gun battles. When not working, Reitz was training with other SWAT team members or working as an instructor at Gunsight, Jeff Cooper's famed firearms training facility in Arizona. Reitz has an incredible appetite for training and espouses high marksmanship skill standards. He's also a physical fitness fanatic. John Helms spent 35 years on the LAPD, including 8 years in SWAT and over 20 years in Special Investigations Section. Helms has been in numerous toe-to-toe gunfights as a SWAT cop and SIS detective, one resulting in his being decorated with the department's Medal of Valor. While assigned to SWAT, Helms partnered with Larry Mudgett, also of the LAPD SWAT team, and a Gunsight instructor. They taught the first LAPD class using then-current Gunsight curriculum, which ultimately led to a complete overhaul in how the LAPD trained all of their officers. Interviews with these gentlemen revealed similar points and lessons stressed of not only staying alive, but to actually win, train hard, often, and shoot competitively. Colonel Charles Askins, himself no stranger to gunfights, told Colasar in a separate interview that he experienced far more stress during the national matches than in any of his gunfights. Competitive practice also gives a yardstick to measure your performance by. Excellent marksmanship skills build confidence.